What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Take a second, hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, and hop in the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below.
What's up, guys? Another day of training camp. Yes, in Oxnard, but not available to the fans. A walkthrough. Well, kind of boring practice, but no one got hurt. That's great news.
That's the number one.
So we'll talk about that very little bit because there's not much going on there, and a lot of other things like our coaching staff, our coordinators, and our leaders on offense and defense, Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons. Anyways, baby, before I get any farther on things, we get rolling in tonight's kind of a quicker Cowboys chat. Who's in the house tonight in the sense of representing the boards here for us?
Oh, we all know why he's here. Ooh. Thank you very much to the sponsor of the week and the Cash App King.
You know it.
Snug X.
Much love. Snug X, yes. Still repping that navy blue, even though we know why he's here. Now, also, Jason Renfro, last week's gifting champ. You see that up top there. Not just last week, but 2 weeks in a row for him. Last week he hit 10, and that's all he needed to win on the gifting side. And he's got 40 points on that stream, boss. Much love to Jason Renfro on the other two sides of the board. By the way, Jason Renfro dropped a $2 thanks in our earlier video from today, so much love there. And go Cowboys, Jason. Now, we talk about this week's leaders. Skeptical Fan has the board now, because Skeptical Fan has the lead on the overall board and the gifting board right now. I think 8 gifted memberships to Jason Renfro's 4 and Bobby Bottle's 4 gifted memberships. Much love to everybody across the board, no matter where you are. But I just wanted to throw it out there. That's the rundown with a couple days to go here as we enter the weekend here. Starting tomorrow, of course, tomorrow night. So, and on I can't forget about the leader on the Cash App side. It is not Snug X because it is El Fuego. He's on fire right now.
Ooh, thank you so much for bringing that heat.
Yeah, Jason Renfro is in the Cash App there as well, but the leader is El Fuego. He's running the show there. Now, baby, we got the star level membership. You know they are. I mean, we mentioned a couple already, some greats in here like Jason Renfro, Skeptical Fan. You know the top dog, Dwayne Broussard. You got Andy Post, Mary Alvarez, Lincoln Kane. Much love to the whole star level crew. And in case you guys forgot, it is coming very soon. We'll talk about that, of course, as it gets going here at the end of the month or beginning of next month, September, kicking off the 2023 official regular season. And outside of the super chats, right, that you guys seen dropped here. Jumping in the memberships, of course, much love to all the membership crew. Gifting memberships, the thanks button. There's 4 other ways of dropping the love here.
Of course, you have the Cash App money sign My Cowboys Family, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, your regular PayPal link, And, of course, the Streamlabs link, which lets your comments show up on screen just like a super chat.
So hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, drop the love. We read your comments. You know how we do. And, baby, who's in the house tonight to drop the knowledge in the chat right here on My Cowboys Family?
We have Kenzie Bands, hello and hi. Nate Rosario, what's up? Rolando Rodriguez, all the way from South Texas, representing. Dirty South MVP, what's up? Q Ball, hello and hi. Mari Roberts in the house. Hoodlum, much love. Dwayne Broussard, the top dog himself. Thomas Garrett, the superior. Garrett. Landlord from Wakanda, rolling through. Scorpio, much love. Bo Smith, hello and hi. Kind of rolling here. We still have, let me see, Double R, what's up? Jason Renfro in the house. Skeptical fan always. Staying skeptical, who, by the way, said that the new Madden game does have some different controls. It's apparently a little bit different than what our usual traditional Madden game stuff is.
So we'll have to check it out, although I don't really play it unless we did the simulations, you know.
Freedom First, what's up? Much love to you. Hello and hi. Cactus G in the place to be. And I think that's everyone here so far.
All right, let's roll it in. Kick it off here on MCF, yes, the family, My Cowboys style. My Cowboys family. Now, repping that star, that silver, the navy blue, the wife, the Cowboys. We are repping it always here on MCF, My Cowboys family. And we'll start off with NFL news. How's that? I always like to turn the page there like that. And just let's reset and let's absorb what else is going on in the NFL.
Haley 94 Ware, hello and hi.
He's in the house. What's up? Shannon Sharp joining First Take with Stephen A. Smith. So, boom, right off the bat, you know, it's going to be back to the replacement for Skip Bayless for Stephen A. Smith is now, and the one who breaks from Stephen A. Smith from Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp now in that spot. And again, remember, he's going to be dealing with Michael Irvin. He got him back on the show. So, there's still going to be a lot of screaming going on.
Well, I admit, at least you're going to get different flavors here. Yeah,
for sure. And I think that... But we know these flavors, or we've seen these guys do their thing out there. So, anyways, the point is, Shannon Sharp's going to be debating Stephen A. Smith on Mondays and Tuesdays on ESPN's First Take. Just those 2 days. Probably have other guest stars throughout. They always bring different people in. And, of course, I'm sure they'll bring in Michael Irvin there throughout the week as well. Now, that's in the entertainment side. You got, on the football side, NFL news, Brock Purdy. All right, the last pick of last year's draft. But helped beat us, unfortunately. He didn't really do shit, but the Niners beat us, and Brock Purdy, got hurt against the Eagles, which kind of stopped their chances of trying to get past them to get to the Super Bowl last year. He's come back from that injury, and according to all reports, he's thrown 10 interceptions in training camp total. Now, imagine if Dak threw 10. Dak might have thrown 7 or 8. Imagine if Dak threw 10 or 12. Oh, my goodness. So, again, he had 2 interceptions today in practice. Another potential interception was dropped. So, just saying, guys, this is where you try stuff out. It's practice. It's training camp. So, I try to give the same mindset as other quarterbacks as I do with Dak Prescott when it comes to the situation, as we do it across the board. That's what time is for. Game day, they know they can do it or not. That's what matters. Now, good news for the Dolphins left tackle, or offensive tackle, Terron Armstead, who one of the best guys a couple years ago, of course, getting to the end of his career, but he was carted off with a lower leg injury, but there's no surgery necessary. He's going to be ready week 1. So good news for the old guy. I know he said that basically he didn't really get hurt. He's just old. And another interesting kind of Cowboy-centric move here, I guess you could say. The Giants today hosted free agent linebacker, former Cowboy last year, Anthony Barr. He's checking the Giants out. No deal is imminent. He left with no deal. He also visited with the Saints a couple days ago. So, just keeping it, Anthony Barr still floating around there. No one's really biting yet for his services, or at least want to pay what his services would cost. Now, here's a Cowboy-centric direct situation. We talked about Marlon Humphrey yesterday from the Ravens being injured, right? He's going to be out for a couple weeks in the season. They hosted a couple of free agents in Baltimore. Ronald Darby, we know, going up against some of our guys. He kind of got hurt trying to cover our guys, but he's had some good season with the Bills and the Eagles. The Ravens are brought him in today for a workout. And in addition to Ronald Darby, they actually checked out free agent former Cowboy cornerback Anthony Brown for his first known workout that I've heard of right now, on the radar of the Ravens there. So again, they both went to the workout and they both left. Well, one left with a contract, the other one didn't. Ronald Darby signed with the Ravens. All right, he's now a Raven. He signed a 1-year deal worth up to $3.2 million. And here's what most people are saying, though, about the Anthony Brown workout. He looked good. Like, both guys look good, obviously, but he said that the word is that Anthony Brown looked good in his workout. Of course, remember, he tore his Achilles last season. Baltimore is still making a determination on Anthony Brown's measurables in this comeback of his. So, again, he's not signed yet, but they might sign him as well. So, again, Anthony Brown looked good in his first, known tryout workout after tearing that Achilles with the Cowboys last year. So, any thoughts on any of these guys? I mean, I don't think we need Anthony Brown, but we've always said, as our sixth cornerback. Could you imagine? Just saying, but it would be, you got to knock out guys like Eric Scott Jr. and other young guys, and other second-round busts, third-round busts.
That more than any other kind of, let's bring back this guy or that guy, feels like a big step backwards. Just throwing that out there. I'm sorry, but the whole reason we're trying to move past Anthony Brown, it's not even anything personal or anything, just we're taking the team in a different direction. I don't think he really fits our scheme. It's not like he sticks out like a sore thumb, but he doesn't really make sense within it. So, you said, as a 6 cornerback, of course, it's a very different scenario there, but 1, I don't think he'd be happy with that. 2, there's no way we could pay him, quote-unquote, enough to keep him at that spot like that. And 3, like I said, I can't see Quinn taking 3 steps backwards and trying to convince us we're all somehow moving forward again.
Where do you stick him in the depth? I mean, after Jordan Lewis, he'd be their 5th cornerback. I mean, and again, we'll probably get him for a couple $1 million, $2 million, maxed out 2.5 or something. I mean, I'm not a huge fan about that, although I think he could still be valuable. I hate saying it. So, any comments about all these situations, NFL and Anthony Brown?
Well, Cat 52 said, "Fuck the Eagles." In case you didn't know, always have time to say that, right? And yes, guys, drop them if you've got them. Oh, so real quick, Mari Roberts said, "I heard Brown's time in Cincinnati." No truth to that.
No truth. He's still a free agent. I just double checked.
So, thank you so much for clarifying that.
Thank
So,
you.
Choctaw Montana said it's not personal. So,
it's not personal.
exactly, and that's what I mean. It's nothing about him necessarily as a person. Everything to do with him as a player.
And that's, it's not even about him as a player. If we were less deep at cornerback with less, Kelvin Josephs and Deshaun Wrights, if we didn't have those guys and Eric Scotts, right there's going to be 3 more guys after our 4th corner. So you got 4 plus 3, that's 7. Don't forget C.J. Goodwin in the mix. And I'm just saying, there's a lot of different guys you got to look at here. And, I think it's Kelvin Joseph or C.J. Goodwin because that's going to be our special teams guy. So just think about the way the Cowboys already are we're stuck at cornerback in the sense that we have 7 plus guys at corner. We're going to throw in Anthony Brown to knock out one of our drafted guys. That's the catch there. So I don't expect the Cowboys to make a move for Anthony Brown, but I just found it interesting. He still has a little bit of juice in it. He could be a real good number 5 or 6 cornerback for any team, including ours. And his services are out there. If no one signs him, I mean, you never know if something goes down, something happens. He's going to be signed by someone somewhere in the season.
I like what Haley 94 said. He's like, Gilmore is Anthony Brown's replacement, and let's just leave it there.
I agree. Listen, there's never another thought that Anthony Brown's going to bypass Gilmore.
But that's what I mean, though. Moving forward, not looking back. Gotcha. No matter how tempting it is, your ex is your ex for a reason, right? You guys broke up for a reason. We broke up with Anthony Brown for a reason.
Well, Dan Quinn's running the show, so we trust in Quinn. So we're going to trust him.
Beth said, I'll just say it. Anthony Brown's a bum. Not personal, but business must continue.
I mean, a bum as a number 2 or number 3 cornerback, 1,000%. As a 6th cornerback, that's a star. I'm just saying. I'm making a joke.
Files, what's up? Raymond Solis. Of course, we have C. Bass. Aztec Aguilar 04 in the house. Modius representing Choctaw, Montana 808 rolling through. So
again, I'm not a fan of bringing him back, but if we had him as our 6th, I would not be mad about that. Let me just put it that way, because that's real great depth for really cheap. But you got to kick off one of your young guns on that team, and they got to probably practice squad him. Eric Scott, you take a risk on him. I don't think the Cowboys are going to roll the dice on that. They'd rather keep Dan Quinn's, Eric Scott Jr. and Dan Quinn's and Sean Wright and Kelvin Joseph over, I'll say Jerry Jones's Kelvin Joseph over, Anthony Brown, who they already know what he's about, and how much better he's going to be now after that injury. I don't know. Can you trust him out there? I don't know. He's a backup. Sure. It's not a big deal, But anyways, I understand why we don't want him. So, continuing on things, let's get into the Cowboy depth news here. If you look at our schedule right now for this season, and we do look at the schedule, we're going to the week 7 game? No, week 8 game against the Rams. So we're going to be at that game. But DeMarcus Ware and the family of Chuck Howley. Remember, Howley has health issues right now. They're going to be receiving their Pro Football Hall of Fame rings on November 30th, which is right there at that Seattle. I'm sorry. We face Seattle November 30th. Yeah, the November 30th game when we play the Seattle Seahawks. So, again, that's going to be a special game to be at if you guys can make it there. But that Seattle game, it was when both these guys get their official Hall of Fame rings. Just wanted to bring that up there. Now, let's go right to Mike McCarthy. Let's just fly through this thing, guys. We're going to be quick today. Mike McCarthy, River Ridge Complex there, doing his press conference in Oxnard, California. Again, guys, today's the last day. Tomorrow, these guys, they fly out to Seattle. And no more Oxnard. Everything from Oxnard goes back to Dallas. So he spoke about Will Grier, Mike McCarthy. He said that the Cowboys are going to be looking at Will Grier for a, quote, super long time. Super long look is what they're going to be doing with Will Grier. And he played 76% of the snaps against Jacksonville. So he played 3/4 of that game. He's going to probably play the full game now. So this is going to be the Will Grier game.
Actually, good to know.
Yeah. So let's get our number, what is he, number 15? Number 15 jerseys out, and let's say, all right, let's see what he can do this game against probably first team starters for a quarter or half a quarter. We get to see Will Grier in action the whole game. I'm going to guess it's the whole game. Maybe not the first drive. I don't know. Maybe at most not the first drive. I don't know. Either way, McCarthy also discussed fight day, I guess you can say, in Dallas. And we'll bring it up again here, of course, when it comes to the fights. We've all seen it. But McCarthy brought it up, and he said he doesn't mind fights in practice, but he says he draws the line when you throw punches. And that was Micah Parsons, right? He says that gets you thrown out of games, and it gets you thrown out of the next game as well, right? Like, not just the game you're fighting in, but the following game. So
yeah, and I like the mentality of, you play how you practice type of thing, because it makes sure the Cowboys stay sharp. And I know, obviously, I'll take little breaks and things like that, but I just really like the way that, Quinn approaches things.
McCarthy, you mean?
Or, sorry, McCarthy.
Yeah, McCarthy, again, with the opening press conference today, McCarthy said that he doesn't mind these fights, doesn't want to get you thrown out of games, no punches.
About Micah for a second there, I forgot.
Yeah, no, it's sorry. The thing is that, he reiterated these things, though, personally and one-on-one with Micah Parsons, Mike McCarthy. Right. Mike McCarthy sat him down and talked to him.
So he did talk with him.
Yeah, after practice. So McCarthy said, yeah, I did talk to him, and we said we got shit straightened out there. Again, after this little huddle, you see then the Micah-Tyler Biotish battle, where then Sam Williams then, sideswipes him the way that he was sideswiped by Biotish earlier. So, again, but the Cowboys had a walkthrough today, a walkthrough practice. All right? Remember, guys, no real practice today. And McCarthy spoke to the entire team about not throwing punches.
Good.
And he said, quote, you can't throw punches. That's the biggest message that came out of yesterday.
So
he also said something else, McCarthy, about this fight.
McCarthy added in there, it's definitely part of a competitive environment. I'm all for the fighting, but as long as you don't cross the line. Really, the message to the team is you just can't throw punches. We all understand the rules of the game. To throw a punch, you're out of the game. And you have a 48-man roster on game day. You can't ask your team to be super competitive and push the envelope to think that you're going to have situations when you're crossing the line.
So 100% right there, right?
And that's what I was trying to kind of get at with the fight. Like I said, fighting, whatever, isn't really a big deal, but the way they were swinging at each other looked like more of like a straight up fight or a brawl and stuff in a way that
was not positive.
It's not usually what you see in football. You know what I mean? Like shoving, some pushing, some hitting or whatever. Like, honestly, even giant piles of guys just trying to fight each other. Like, that's not even as big of a deal as like how surprised I was to see like two Cowboy players swing at each other like with like real power.
Yeah, no, I agree. And baby, you brought this up. You're the one who brought it up about Micah Parsons swinging. Look, I agree. Swinging is definitely not a good look there, but it's part of the heat of the moment kind of situation. You know what I mean? But I still agree. That's the crossing the line. You said it last night. You called it. You hit it on the bullseye. McCarthy talked about it today. So no diggity, no doubt there. And McCarthy had more to say. But first, since we're talking about this scuffle, let's talk about Dak Prescott's thoughts about this. Not the depth chart, but Dak Prescott's thoughts about this little scuffle that went down in practice. So, real quick, anybody in the house, real quick before we get to Dak Prescott, any quick comments, or are we gonna slide right to Dak?
As said, Biotish went too far with this shit. So, and that's the other kind of interesting thing that I've noticed, at least from this, there definitely feels like two camps, one offensive, one defensive, so to speak, just to kind of generalize, right? Like, some people see it as, the defense kind of started it. Some people are like, no, the defense just ended it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, I can see both sides arguments, but to me, honestly, I don't care who the fuck started it. I just am glad that it's over, and I hope that it doesn't start like that in particular again. The
biggest thing, no injuries, no dumb, Terrence Steele, you saw him almost twisting his ankle over there, his knee. That's the last thing we need. We DeMarcus Lawrence in the mix without a helmet on. Can't have that shit happen. So the injuries was number one to me. That's even the first fight, the second fight. Listen, do I want to listen? Some people are in. Sam Williams came in there. He's talking shit because the defense is whipping the freaking crap out of the offense all day and the whole camp. So yeah, that's the way Sam Williams plays, and that's part of what we're gonna love about him this year. But some of you guys are like, "Fuck Sam Williams." Well, that's what's gonna make him even better. That shit talk is gonna get under people's skin, and we're gonna get 15-yard penalties. And you're seeing like someone like Brock Hoffman lost it a little bit, and then Sam Williams almost crossed the line with a swing. He did not do it, but Tyler Biadasz didn't know that. He laid him out, kind of blindsided him. I'm just telling you what happened, and I think that whether you like it or not, I mean, again, couldn't Sam Williams got injured there? Like that's a concern, right? That's number one. When I saw that, the first thing I thought was, I'm glad he's defending him, but Sam Williams could have torn something there, right? And then I see the pushing. I see Terrence Steele. He almost trips over the freaking helmet. And I'm looking at that ACL, MCL situation. I didn't like that. And then the next thing with Micah punching a helmet of Tyler Biadasz. Thank goodness they had those caps on.
I know.
But because that took the brunt of the force. But he was
no
broken wrist. But I was freaking out there. And then you're looking at Sam Williams blindsiding Biadasz as well. I don't really worry about Biadasz getting hit in the helmet, but it's more about the blindside from Sam Williams. Well, I'm concerned that Biadasz gets hurt. So you guys, that's where I'm looking at things. Outside of that, I love it. But that's what my biggest concerns are. They're all to blame, and they all have a point. That's all. This is a football team that happens. That shit happens sometimes. We're just knocking on wood. We're dead goddamn lucky, and no one got injured out of this scuffle here. We're very lucky. That's my only concern going into this. The fight and getting that stuff out is a good thing. And I've played sports. I know some of you guys haven't. Maybe I know you haven't in this way. But my point is that there is definitely that happens. And it's just, you got to make sure you don't go over the line. Yeah, punching, I do agree, that kind of goes over the line.
That's what I'm saying.
But everything is over the line for me when it comes to injury. You know what I mean? Like that, because I could see 2 injuries in that first thing. With Biadasz could have hurt Sam Williams, and Terrence Steele could have twisted his ankle.
I know.
He tripped over the freaking helmet. So that's number one. And then, of course, Sam Williams blindsided, and Micah breaking his wrist on punching the helmet. That's the last thing we fucking need. That's all. That's crossing the line.
And that's why I said that, for some things, yes, for some things, no, right? But interesting points here being brought up. Seabass said, take that shit out on the opposing team. I want to see that take the damn fine. I want to see them take the damn fine, too.
Well, I don't want to see these guys getting thrown out of a game, but I don't mind I don't mind Sam Williams getting under the skin of players. We like this. I don't like that fake almost punch. And I like Tyler Biadasz coming in and defending his guy. I don't want to see Tyler Biadasz hurt Sam Williams. And then here, as you can see, look at number 78 right there. There's a helmet on the ground. His right leg is in danger, and he does step on the helmet. So I don't know if this is the clip that you see it, but man, I just don't want to see that shit happening. That's all I'm saying. And here comes Sam Williams again, and boom, there's the helmet. I mean, Terrence Steele could have fucking twisted something. Thank goodness 71 there comes in there and takes the helmet up. But I'm just saying, like, man, that's the kind of stuff I was looking at more than the screaming, the cursing, the back and forth, whatever. That's football. Things get heated. It happens all the time. And of course, the fight you're going to see now is Micah Parsons punching the helmet of Tyler Biadasz, and then Biadasz getting blindsided by Sam Williams. I'm thinking of 2 injuries right there, on top of anything else that could have happened in the mix. So you guys feel me on this? I don't know. Everything else is cool with me outside of the injury scenario. Getting the freaking aggressive juices out, that's fine with me. Yes, bringing it to other teams. I don't want to see no penalties, but I want to see them getting under people's skin. Defense is going to be doing that all fucking year.
So, as Moni said, a plant can't exist without a seed. And Tyler Biadasz was the seed.
He planted Sam Williams. But, again, even DeMarcus Lawrence there going in without a helmet. I was thinking, what if a swing is thrown? What if...
that was a seed, but it was fertilized by, like you said, these past few weeks. And, heck, honestly, even some of the comments made by our own players,
Diggs,
right?
Dak,
wasn't it Curse just the other day who basically just said, like...
It's after this.
Okay, so it was after this? Okay,
yeah,
so then
I'll
hold on for a second then. Just because not surprising that other players have their own thoughts on what throwing these punches means to them. So, that's all. Haley94 said, Dak was interviewed and said in his child, Micah, that Dak mentioned his broken hand last season and that we need to stay healthy for the games.
Yeah, you saw him kind of hit him, throw him away. Listen, people say, I still say Micah's the true face of the team. He's the identity of this team over Dak. But the leader of this team is still Dak Prescott, and you can see it by that. Dak is the veteran. He's the older person there. He's the one saying, hey, Micah, get the fuck back and stop doing stupid shit. And that's what a leader should do, a quarterback should do. That's what Dak does. One of his best qualities. You know what I'm saying? So, again, we know the situation. I want to kind of go into what Dak said about this. Because, first and foremost, let me just say this. Dak Prescott, he spoke about Ezekiel Elliott today. And he said, quote, that's a brother well beyond this football field. I know he's going to help that team, New England. Talk about being a great teammate, a professional. There's not many better than Zeke. And I've seen in my time. And I love his new haircut. He looks younger. So there's Dak's 2 cents on Zeke. But he also talked about this fight right here, guys, on the scuffle on that happened yesterday. And it's the same thing what J. Ron Kurz kind of said. He said, quote, what you see are 2 units who are ready to see another unit. So they're ready to face other teams, is what Dak Prescott is saying. That's it. They're biting at the chip. Yeah, I'm just saying they're chomping at the bit. And he didn't stop there, Dak Prescott. He actually spoke more about this fight and about how that kind of empowers this team in a way going forward. So what did he have to say, baby, about this team? About this fight, the fight this team has. Yeah.
So Dak said, it's a testament to what we've put into this thing and the confidence and that we've already had and what's grown even more. That's my point about being a little brother. This team isn't that, and neither unit is that. We're just ready to go play against other people for the most part, and it's not about proving to anybody but ourselves.
So again, guys, it's just about kind of not getting pushed around. That's offensively and defensively, and they're both challenging. Both sides are challenging each other.
Yeah, and Dak even said it. We're nobody's little brother. I grew up being a little brother, and that's not happening anymore.
Listen, he says his team. He's confident about this team on offense and defense. They have a chip on their shoulder. The way that both sides, the feeling this team has this year, and they're playing with that edge entering this season, and that's part of what you see in this fight, in this video, I think. So, Dak, again, this fight, we talk about it till our faces are blue, but Dak Prescott spoke about one more important thing here, and we'll call it the Philadelphia Eagles, because when you look at which team he was, he was interviewed about, and they asked what was, the team he gets most happy, he gets most joy from beating in the NFC East. It's the Birds, the Dirty Eagle Green Birds. Calvin Richard in the house, dropping that $2 holler right there. What do you have to say, baby? Kicking off the first drop of the night, by the way. Right?
That's right. But Calvin Richards said with his $2 holler, the Cowboys are going 17-0.
So undefeated. How about we go 20-0, Calvin? That means we win our 2 playoff games and the Super Bowl. I'm going to do you one better. 20-0. Let's go there. Or at least let's just win number 6, even if we lose a couple in the regular season. Much love, Calvin Richard. I see what you're doing. I see what you're saying. And Jason Renfro, to your old your jersey you wore last week in number 38 there, Mandel. Much love to Jason Renfro. Still holding on to that Stream Boss.
That's right. So, let me see. Seabass said, Dak has had 2 bad seasons with high interceptions, 2017 and 2022. 2 seasons out of going for 8 seasons. I don't favor Dak like some fans, but relax. The guy is pretty good.
Do you guys know what the 2017 season was? You remember that? That was Zeke's season. That was Tyron Smith. Zeke was out with the 6 games. Tyron Smith was out, and he got sacked 6 times in a game, 8 times in a game. Dak Prescott did. And then, remember, that was the receiver by receiver by committee. Then we have the little, I don't know if we had a receiver by committee. No, we didn't. I think we still had Des Bryant. Maybe that year. I'm not even sure. But 2017 was a tough year with the Cowboys. We did have Des Bryant.
Yeah, I was going to say, because his last year was 2018, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 2017 with us, I think it was. But
true, because he was only with Dak like those 2 years.
2 years.
So you're right.
So, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, that year we fell apart every week there. Yeah, I mean, Chaz Green. We don't say that name.
Talk about that.
I can't say that name. We're not allowed to say that. Getting that disgusting, horrible name. Calvin Richard, I got you, man. He's 9th on the board right now as we speak.
So, sorry, that little comment there cracked me up. So, Let me see. Haley Knight Forward said, did you notice D-Ware decided to put his helmet back after initially going into the scuffle without one on?
Marcus Lawrence, you mean? Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, well,
not aware.
Oh, I said D-Ware here. I'm guessing it probably some autocorrect shenanigans happened there, Haley.
Yes.
But yes, definitely saw him doing that.
He took the helmet off and ran in there. Yeah. But he said he put it back on?
So, but real quick, before I roll back to that one, Jangly Echoes came through with a $5 holler.
We got 5 on it.
They said, somebody tell Bleacher Report to stop smoking Jamba, because ain't no way we're trading Gallup.
Hey, right now, I mean, I do believe that Gallup, I don't know who's saying that we're going to trade Gallup, but I don't see that happening, not this year. And there's no way, we have to get 3. Again, I understand the issue with having a guy you're paying $13 million to be your third receiver, but I think that you right now you're loaded up with these guys. You don't really need a trade for anybody else. What are you going to trade for? You going to trade for offensive linemen? So to me, you keep the receiver situation. You're loaded at receiver. You want to stay loaded at receiver, and to me, Gallup. If he's even let's assume, let's say he's never back to what he used to be and doesn't get, again, last year he was definitely not be able to create separation, but this year he's not really separating. He never was a separation receiver, but he's doing the catches now, the dragging the toes. He's doing this thing again. Let's say though let's say he doesn't produce like that on the field consistently. We have a slew of tight ends. We could run a lot of 12 personnel and just do things with different kind of players. I think McCarthy has this kind of thing balanced out. We could go 3 receivers. We can go 2 tight ends. There's a lot of different things we can do that will give us options. If something does not, if the tight ends are broken, we can use the three receivers a lot more often, assuming Gallup is able to to get back to his form, and then which I believe he is. And then if let's say Gallup's not there, I mean I believe we use our slew of tight ends to kind of also work the ball down the field in the quick passes. The 1-2 reads from Dak Prescott from McCarthy's new scheme. So that's the way I'm kind of seeing it going forward. Anyways, much love, Jangly. Appreciate the info there. The thoughts. Jason Renfro, he's got Damone Clark, or as I like to say, Tony Dorsett, TD, number 33. Jason Renfro's representing that right now on that board, holding it down. It's in that code red right now. So, baby. Dak Prescott actually finished his interview with talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, and like I said, the team he hates the most. Oh, not hates the most. Let me phrase it. The team he gets the most joy from when he has to beat he gets to beat any NFC East teams. Which is the one that gives him the most joy is the Eagles.
And not surprising because Dak said, honestly, it's probably Philly, but more so just because of the environment, because of their fans. It's as great of a place to play football. That's where passion is at its peak. To go over there, get a win, to battle with those guys has always been fun for my career.
Much love, Eduardo Tellez, part of the family now as we go into 26 and beyond. And, of course, Jason Renfro for dropping that dollar holler. We saw that. That was that trade off right there. He lost the point for the sub, but then got the point back for the dollar holler, back at 33 points on that stream. Boss, much love, Jason Renfro. Getting closer and closer, by the way. Skeptical fans' top spot right now. He's in range right now. So, but I think 15 or so back. So, anyways, either way, much love, Jason. And appreciate the new subscriber, the new family member here at MCF. Of course. So, but I think that he also had said that he said, "quote everybody's tough for sure," and that's the cliche answer. And I mean, it is true. So again, he's talking about he's not trying to just diss everybody. He's also talking about the fact that they're all tough, but then when he had to give an answer, yeah, like you said, baby, honestly, probably has to be Philly, and it's the environment. He said the fans, a place to play football. You go into their home and kick their fucking ass, then that's what really gets his juices flowing. I know you had finished. Said one more thing.
Dak said, that was really one of those times where I realized the significance of this stadium and the passion and just the energy that flows within it. It's a special place.
There you go. Loves to kick the Eagles' asses in Philadelphia. I can concur with that. I love it. So, okay, so there you go. So, again, that was pretty much what we have from Dak. I mean, we're kind of moving on to the I guess you could say, since we're talking about offense, let's stay with the offense here and talk offensive coordinator. Unless you have something more, baby. I don't know if you have more on that. But I know Jason Renfro in the house dropping that dollar holler right there. Another one. And another Go Cowboys.
Thank you, Jason, of course. Appreciate you. Much love.
34 points in the stream, boss, now. So as we keep it rolling here, baby, it's going to be a quickie tonight, it sounds like. I know Brian Schottenheimer. Actually, let me think. Dak. We know McCarthy's calling the plays, right? And I'm going to bring up a little more McCarthy here in a minute. But before we get to McCarthy's, because McCarthy talks about run defense, and that's what I like to hear that. But before we're not on defense yet, we're right now right there on the offensive side of things. And behind Dak Prescott, Mike McCarthy's going to call the plays, but the guy kind of helping the offensive play calls and movement is this guy. All right, Brian Schottenheimer. And again, it's funny, we're playing Seattle. This is his old team he used to coach for along with Dan Quinn. So I think they do it overlap for a year. I'm not sure. But either way, they are now in Dallas, and they're going to be going to Seattle tomorrow to set up camp, and then on Saturday is the game. So he spoke about a couple. There we go. Scorpio's membership comment dropped right there. I see a Go Cowboys in the house.
Coming through, and he said, Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys for life. All those beautiful, wonderful emojis that speak for themselves. He said 5, soon to be 6, and how about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? You know it. Much love, Scorpio. Appreciate you in the house. F the Eagles. That's right. Jay plays Roblox. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the like for the streams. Share this thing out. Everybody in the house, do all that. And, of course, notification bell. Follow us on Twitter, at MyCowboysFamily. Hey, we're over 1,300 followers on Twitter. That's mainly for some news. And, of course, for notifications when we're going live. Anyways, back to business here. And this guy here, I don't trust this guy if he was running the whole offense. And if he was making the play calls, I would have an issue with him. But as a coordinator working the run game and maybe pushing a little more stability from McCarthy's kind of pass, McCarthy's going to be pass heavy. I think this is where him and Mike Soliari, the offensive line coach, they're going to help the run game somewhat. Now, it didn't look good this first game. Let's see if it gets better in the second game against Seattle. Ooh, Jason Renfro trickle in a J. Lou 2. Jordan Lewis 2. Again, Jordan Lewis is getting closer and closer coming off that PUP list. What did he say with that $2 holler, baby?
He said, Go Cowboys.
Always
Go Cowboys. Thank you, Jason.
Much love,
I appreciate
Jason.
You, of course. Much love.
So, baby, now you have the information on when Mr. OC here, offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer said about Tony Pollard in the short yardage game. Remember, we don't have any short yardage backs. If you want a pass protector, we talked about how to a pass protection blocking running back. We talked about yesterday you can use Deuce Vaughn. You just go out and make the catch, as the outlet, the emergency valve with, as designed valve for blitzes. So that's what we talked about. You don't really need a blocker for more than 3 plays, right? And Kenzie Bands gets the membership. Congrats to him because of Jason Renfro. Jason Renfro dropping that gifted membership. And then Choctaw Montana, he's saying, I'm going to drop my membership comment right now.
It. So first of all, thank you both, Jason Renfro and Choctaw Montana to wait there, but Jason Renfro did gift Kenzie Bands that membership there, so congrats to you, Jason. But yes.
Well, Kenzie, yes.
Not true. But thank you, Jason, of course. And yes, congrats to you, Kenzie. Drop them if you got them now. You officially have your MCF emojis back.
Anybody who gets them now is going to get them for the first game against the Giants. Remember that, so keep that in your back pockets.
So, and Choctaw Montana 808 representing much love. Of course, and he said, I'll be back in the star mode like Mario. Nah, jokes aside, when we play Seattle, prepare yourselves. With JSN chewing the DBs, he's chewing number ones.
JSN, who's that?
Not sure. Let me see. JSN, damn it, this is going to be, it's like super obvious. Let's see, prepare yourselves with JSN.
I mean, maybe I don't know. I'm
not.
No. I can't. I'm playing the board. I can't see it.
Njiba.
Oh, yeah. He's one of the best players out there. And they got him.
I think he's JSN. Yeah, Jackson Smith and Njiba.
Yeah, I know he's the receiver from the draft, but he's a top-rated guy. And I got him and DK Metcalf out there. Woo! And Jason Renfro dropping a $1.60 holler right there, baby.
Woo! Thank you, Jason. Much love.
Add into his comeback over here. What do you have to say?
Go Cowboys.
Oh, like that, huh?
Thank you, Jason.
Go Cowboys. Jason, by the way,
mix it up a little.
Jason got 5 gifted memberships, and Skeptical Fans got 8. It's getting closer. So, much love, Mr. Jason Renfro with the gifted membership, and the other drops over here sprinkled throughout. Much love, Mr. Choctaw Montana, dropping his knowledge, as he always does in here. And let's hear about Mr. Brian Schottenheimer's knowledge. Because, again, no short yardage guys. Ronald Jones, I don't know if he's going to even get on that field. So, Tyler Lipke, the one thing he stood out in was pass blocking. We're going to use tight ends for the pass blocking. And we're going to use, what's the plan? Well, he's focusing on Tony Pollard. And not the pass blocking, but the short yardage. Because that's the one thing we don't have. We don't have a guy who can move the pile. So what's going to be what's his mindset on Tony Pollard's ability when it comes to the short yardage, the short play, the short down, short yardage plays?
Yeah.
With a 3rd and short, 4th and short, goal line. What did Schottenheimer say about this?
He said, can Tony be a really good short yardage goal line runner? Absolutely. His explosiveness, his speed, his finishing skills, I think will make him a very good short yardage runner. So.
I mean, again, I'm hoping that, we saw some goal line stuff on the practice the other day. I'm hoping that they'll be able to, exploit this ability that he has. But I'm still kind of hesitant about the goal line stuff because Zeke was the guy that did that. And he put in like 9 touchdowns in a row in different, in 9 straight games. We don't have that this year anymore. So we have to see how they use Tony Pollard. I'm still not sold on Mr. Schottenheimer's run game yet. We'll have to wait and see. I'm sold on McCarthy's offensive passing game. I'm not crazy about the short yardage game yet from Schottenheimer. We'll see how this changes. Now, what about a rookie? Awesome Richards, guys, or North Carolina picked him up in the 5th round. He's a tackle listed. He played guard for us here most of the practices, but he's played tackle. And he said he felt a lot more comfortable at tackle. You talked about that yesterday, I think. What does Schottenheimer say about his preseason debut? Because everyone's raving about it. He's pretty good for a backup right now. He's a solid backup as a rookie. What did Schottenheimer think about Awesome Richards' preseason start off here? Kickoff to his career.
So he said, for Awesome to go in and play tackle against the Jags ones and then play guard in the second half is not an easy thing to do. He did a nice job. There's certainly things to clean up, but there was a lot of good things we did from an offensive line standpoint.
I'm going to say, again, long way to go with Awesome Richards, but I'll say one thing about him. He only allowed 2 pressures, and he played 2 different positions the entire night. Again, first quarter against the number 1s of Jacksonville in their defense. So, got to give him credit, even if he is, still has a lot to prove, so to speak, right? So that was, that's. Do you have anything more from him, maybe, from when it comes to Schottenheimer? I don't know if you ever checked the other stuff on. Yeah, okay. No, I don't know if Dallas Cowboys had any information on that, but I'm sure we'll be bringing you guys more information on what these guys said tomorrow at a Fan Friday as we get ready for the preview game. Preview live stream tomorrow. I say preview, it's not really who they have. It's more about who we have and who we want to look for in tomorrow's game. We know Will Greer's going to play most of that game. I'm going to say one other little side note here, baby, about the tight end position, since he's running the offense. Let me just say one quick little note here, because a lot of hype's been going towards John Stevens Jr., right? John Stevens Jr. is number 49, and I think he is challenging Peyton Hendershot. So when we look at this, guys, right, the measurables, listen to this. When you look at Hendershot and you compare him with John Stevens Jr., and Hendershot, in case you forgot, he's number 89, all right? But here's the deal, guys. Stevens, he's taller, guys. He's a taller player than Hendershot. He is also faster than Hendershot, and he's more explosive than Hendershot. The only thing he doesn't have is agility. Hendershot is a more agile tight end. But, again, guys, as a pure receiver, John Stevens Jr. was a former wide receiver. So he's also the better pass catcher. And, in fact, remember one of the interceptions last year from Dak Prescott? It hit Hendershot's hands and it popped in. I mean, it hit him right in the hands. So the better obvious receiver is JSJ here, as we say, JS Jr. John Stevens Jr. So number 49 is going to get a lot of play in this game. I think Hendershot's going to get a lot of play in this game, and they're going to be watching. Those two guys, number 84, Sean McEwen. They're going to be involved in this whole tight end choice. As far as making this 53, and I think John Stevens has the inside track. Don't kill me for that. But other than the agility, he can block as well as or better maybe than John Stevens Jr. And I love the way he is able to play like a receiver at tight end. So diamond in the rough here in John Stevens Jr. We're going to see what happens. But the truth is, as far as the coaching side of things, Lunda Wells, he didn't say anybody's in trouble. In fact, he loves both of these guys. These are his pet tight ends, his pet cats, so to speak. Last year, undrafted, who was it? Peyton Hendershot. This year, undrafted, John Stevens Jr. So, again, both these guys are diamonds in the rough for Lunda Wells.
Being these kind of adorable little project guys that, end up exactly how Linda wanted them to in a way.
Yeah, and listen, they both block well. They're both good receivers. I just think that the better hands, John Stevens Jr., the guy who has maybe the more ability to maybe twist and make a nice play, maybe a Peyton Hendershot more agile. But I think everything else, explosiveness, the hands, the blocking ability, I think everything is either a tie or goes better with John Stevens Jr. So we'll have to see how this thing plays out. You know what I mean? Now, I do want to make a comment here, baby, about a very important part of our team. And it's really, I'm going to bring back McCarthy for a second. This is one of the major things that, I wanted to discuss here tonight. It's about McCarthy's big fix. What is the biggest fix that our team needs to have? Because we're going to talk about the defense here in a minute with Dan Quinn spoke a little bit, but I know you have some, I think you have some extra stuff. I don't know if you have extra stuff on Dan Quinn, but my thing is McCarthy, he kind of reveals what opponents are going to try to do, the blueprint basically to try to beat the Dallas Cowboy team, right? Since the Cowboys pads, the pads came on, the hitting started in training camp, McCarthy made sure the team doubled up in one particular area during practice. You know what that spot was in practice? You know what they really worked on in practice over everything else? Run defense. There's a reason for that because that was our biggest defensive weakness. And remember, I've been saying this whole offseason, our identity is not the offense anymore. It's not about 40 fucking burgers and all that shit. It's about defense. And that's what I've been waiting for. So now the defense is the face of the team, the identity of this team. And McCarthy said this, quote, "We'll double up on the run drills like we have been throughout all camp," meaning run defensive drills. He said, quote, "We're doing twice as much in those early periods this year than we've done in the last 2 years." So they're doubling down on these run-stopping drills. He said, quote, "You look at the games where people were able to run on us early, and that's going to be the blueprint and how you play against our defense." Again, guys, last year when the Cowboys did stop the run, we've talked about this multiple times. McCarthy must be listening to us because when you stop the run, when the Cowboys stopped the run last year, that was usually Jonathan Hankins in the mix. We did it with, again, when Hankins was there, it helped a lot, but still Dan Quinn was forced to use loaded boxes, which strains the back end. It strains the defensive backs. So when the Cowboys went with 7 or more defenders in that spot, right inside the tackles, let's say, and going back to the linebackers, I'm just going to try and make it for layman's terms, that little rectangular box, we had 7 or more guys in there. When we had 7 or more guys, it cost us on the coverage side of things. And we know, Bland came in for Jordan Lewis. It's a rookie, but he did great. But then once we lost a second guy in Anthony Brown, it was like too much, right? Too much to make up. And Sean Wright, Kelvin Joseph, they all blew the shit there. So, again, it made it hard. Teams could exploit us if they can just run the ball a little bit on us, and it forces us to get more defenders in the box. So, in 2023, McCarthy said, no more. Even though, and so did Dan Quinn, trust me on this. They said now the Cowboys are trying to use, defensively, lighter boxes. And again, and why is that? Why are we using lighter boxes? Because those other times when we stopped the run, in the beginning of the year, we had to use a lot of heavy boxes. But the second half of the year, when we had Jonathan Hankins, we did not use nearly as many heavy boxes. We had a lot of light boxes. And when we did that, guys, we were incredibly successful. We destroyed teams when we stopped the run with light boxes, with just Hankins in there. So now we got Mozzie, Hankins, Bohanna. I'm telling you, this is the plan going forward. You got some pass rushing skill guys like Osa inside. Gallimore's pushing for something in there. But you guys feel what's happening here? These 3 big guys, they're the ones going to be running that run stop, and that is the key. It's not about getting pass rush pressure interior with those guys. Those big guys are there to stop the motherfucking run. That's what they're there for. And if we stop that run, they might not be able to provide pass protection, like pass rush stuff, but we can bring Micah from inside or outside. We can bring blitzes from all around. And by going from different areas, you can go inside or outside. It's not going to be Hankins or Mozzie Smith that's going to be getting those sacks. It's going to be other guys from the outside like Micah, DeMarcus Lawrence, and other guys, even like LVE, other corner blitzes, safety blitzes. You're going to see coming off the line, linebackers of all kinds going all over there. Just different kinds of schemes from Quinn. That's what it's about. But inside, you got to stop the motherfucking run. So when you look at this, guys, Mozzie Smith was drafted for this specific reason. And it's Dan Quinn approved, it's Mike McCarthy approved, and it was Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones finally accepted move, which has been something they've been ignoring for years and years. So the fact when we used light boxes, and we had Hankins there really helping out, and LVE was getting double-digit tackles when Hankins played more than like 50% of the game. that gives us the obvious answers of how you become the best defense in the league. You stop the run consistently, and that's the plan now. Loading up big boys inside. And even if we can get pressure pushing, we can just maybe push the inside, but you're not going to get like guys running in crazy inside unless you do stunts and different kind of moves in there. But it doesn't matter. The Cowboys want to make sure that run game is stuffed, stopped, nil for every opponent. And we do that, they're not going to be able to pass against our pass rush, or even our linebacker coverage. And yes, our unbelievably fantastic starting cornerbacks and safety defensive backs out there, all 6 of them. You can bring them with anything, and they're going to get picks all day, all night long, baby. So that's what it's about. It's stopping that damn run. So I just wanted to bring that up because McCarthy literally told this a couple days ago, and I wanted to reiterate that as we get ready to talk about the defensive side of things. Dan Quinn spoke today, and he spoke mainly about, I don't know if you have anything more, but I know he spoke about Micah Parsons in detail today. Major stuff about Micah. So, baby, what did he have to say about the great Micah Parsons here? Again, he very proud, Dan Quinn, about the work that Micah has been putting in for this season in the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. So Quinn said, I thought coming back from the offseason, Micah's skill is now, in a lot of things, really elevated. So he was born with some really good talent in a lot of spots, and he worked so hard on some of the skills. And I think we should all expect to see some jumps from him this season.
Oh, I'm excited about that. I do think Micah is still going to get better. Incredible to say, right?
Oh, so, Micah, I don't even know if Micah has a ceiling. I'm assuming he does. We have yet to see it. So, honestly, the sky really is the limit when it comes to Micah Parsons. Quinn added in there. He's worked his ass off to get better, and it's shown in all parts of his game. So he's really having a great training camp. I was really proud of the work that he's had so far. You don't get to put that kind of work in here unless you put in the work before getting here, and he's really done that to push himself. The speed and condition, that's one of the things that jumps out to me.
So, again, not saying anything new. It's just great to see that the confidence and the remember, they went boxing together. It's funny we're talking about boxing when Mike was just boxing with Tyler Biotish, but we talked about this and all the stuff. Quinn was part of this. He was kind of taking a look at he's training. He's like, yeah, he's definitely approved. Now double checks here. Doubling down on Micah's abilities here coming off this offseason. So great to see the coach's mindset on him. Now, look, I do want to say a couple things regarding the Micah Parsons. Let me just put up the video, guys. And let me just talk about Micah Parsons here in a quick way, referring to some of the stuff that Dan Quinn was saying. He lined up at both. This is at practice now here. Think about this, guys. He lined up at both defensive end spots, right side and left side. This is what I'm trying to say as mobile here, right? He's also lined up as an outside linebacker. He's beat Tyron Smith. We've seen that multiple times, right? Bull rushes, spin moves, that hook move that he throws the guy. Again, he's done this to Tyron Smith. And everything he's done, he's kind of dominated all the other guys by far as well. He's taken down Terrence Steele on some of these pass rushing moves. Of course, we've seen the lesser guys getting knocked all over the place. Chumadoga, Waletsko just knocking on their ass. And really nothing you can do about him. He's an unstoppable force. And Dan Quinn's using him that way, as you heard from his comments from today. The entire training camp hasn't been perfect right now, right? But Tyron Smith and Terrence Steele, they did slow down Micah Parsons here and there. Don't get me wrong. But anytime that Dak was trying to throw the ball, somehow Micah Parsons showed up and slowed down so he wouldn't hit him. So Micah has just been crazy this entire training camp, guys. And we saw about the almost hitting the leg situation. You got to calm that down. But this is what Micah's going to do all year. He displayed his speed and power in this entire training camp so far. A direct result of what you just heard from Dan Quinn, talking about the way Micah is being used right now, and putting in that extra footwork. The footwork he's done, and the handwork that he's done, as we talked about the boxing and other things, Quinn being part of that as well. Micah Parsons is not only going to be hard to stop in the passing game, but he also gets stops in the run game now a lot more consistently, something we didn't see in the past, setting the edge a lot better. So anybody who's trying to rush off that tackle situation out there into that C gap or something, Micah's going to meet you right there. So Micah's been a lot better there, which is something that we needed from him to be a full-time edge kind of guy. He's being extremely fast and setting the edge very well to force running backs inside. And that's kind of part of what we need from Micah Parsons going forward. Any quick comments before we get to the finale here, baby? Wrapping it up quick tonight.
Yeah, let me see. Harold Jones said John Stevens Jr. is the Harold Carmichael 2.0.
Yeah.
Philly wishes the Cowboys would put him on their practice squad.
Yeah, of course. They would try to sneak him off. Watch out.
Of course they would. Of course. So, rolling back here. And, of course, much love Dwayne Broussard, Ready Red representing. Scorpio said, we are playing in Seattle. Is it hot there?
Yeah, it's in Seattle, and I don't think it's ever hot in Seattle. I don't think it's ever hot. It's what, like 80 degrees maybe at the hottest? We'll be good. The Cowboys will be ready and ready to go. Remember, we played against Cam Chancellor and the Seahawks when we had Romo in there in that unfortunate game, his last game before, in preseason there before, I guess he played in the game at the end of the year. But the point is that, Romo played that game and then, of course, got hurt. But it wasn't because of the weather. It was because of the hit to the back that he got from the Seahawks. And then that's the game that Zeke took over. That was a rookie year for Zeke. Dak took over. That was when Dak obviously had to come in and then take over the game there. So, yeah, we'll be fine, though. A lot of good things happened there in the sense of new players coming up and showing out. So, no major injuries, knock on wood, should be happening to our major players. But everybody else fighting for a spot. Seattle.
So, let me see here. Scorpio said maybe Micah could give the QBs some ranch dressing for all the grass that they're fixing to eat.
Get ready. They're going to have a lot of salad.
You gotta, I don't know, cushion the blow. Buy him some dinner first, Micah. So, Seabass said, Will Greer better smack him in the mouth.
We'll see. He's got to fight for that second string spot. He's hanging on by a thread right now. He's going to be solidified into that third spot if he doesn't have a good game this weekend, tomorrow, on Saturday against Seattle.
So, let me see. WTP Niners even had to admit Parsons will have a longer career than Bosa. Y'all got lucky with him.
Yeah, he fell into our lap.
Very, very lucky.
Yeah, we did. So
he fell into our lap, but still, credit to the front office for targeting the right guy in this case.
Agree. Now, as I shut this one down here, maybe we got one more comment from our coaching staff here, and I'll bring him up here for you in a minute, so you can break down what he quickly said about one of our quickest playmakers on this, a small guy, but still a quicker playmaker on the field, Kevontae Turpin, and his potential in 2023. Who said this? Maybe it was Bones. John Fossil, our special teams coach. What did he say?
He said, we have a Pro Bowl returner in Terp. I think he's become a much better punt catcher, even though I think he was very good at it before. He's special. I envision him being even more special teams this year than he was last year.
Even more special this year than he was last year, he said. Yeah. So not special team, but he was even more special this year than he was last year. So, again, it looks like, Turpin's going to be here to stay. For those that doubt that Turpin can make it here or not, I'm saying? Like, a lot of people are saying he's going to be on the bubble.
He's one of Bosa's guys now.
Yeah, I don't think he's on the bubble, and I think that he's definitely going to be our punt returner, kickoff returner, and all that good stuff. But also, I think that if they have to have him on the roster, they're going to find a way using him on offense. It's funny, you usually have to find a way to use the guy in special teams. This is the opposite. We got to find a way to use Turpin on offense, and that's what McCarthy's been doing pretty much the entire camp on offense, right? So Fossil, he's given his check of approval, his approval to keep Turpin, and he's the guy, Pro Bowler. He ain't going anywhere. And just reiterating that there. So, baby, that's it for tonight. This night's show was a quickie, an MCF quickie, basically. Well, any quick thoughts and comments as you do the shout-outs?
Yeah, so Seabass said, I hope Turpin survives the cut. Yeah.
He should.
I'm highly, highly confident that he absolutely will.
We're going to have the shortest team in the NFL, I think, this year.
Wow.
I'm just saying that as a guess and joking. We're gonna have, if we keep Deuce and Turpin, that's a 5'9", no, it's a 5'7", and a 5'5" guy.
That'd be funny. Scorpio said, I'm sorry Fossil looks like the kid from Deliverance with the dueling banjos.
I agree. I agree. I'll leave it at that. That's a good one.
Oh, you guys crack me up. So, rolling back a little bit, Seabass said, Bosa and Parsons, I'd stop watching my favorite team because I would truly never beat San Francisco. So
we'll beat the Niners. Don't worry. And I don't even care if they beat us in the regular season as much as long as we face them in the playoffs, we knock their asses out.
Hell to the yeah.
And we win the Super Bowl, the thing they couldn't do when they knocked us out.
Seabass was also asking, CF, so are we a true West Coast offense? Or,
no, it's
because I know Top Brass said it's only like a 30% change.
Yeah, no, we've discussed that in the past. We've discussed the fact that McCarthy himself, Dak said, 35% changes. Listen, the changes are in okay, let's say this play, we're up-tempoing this play. This play, we're going to throw an extra motion. This play, we're going to use the same play. Instead of a shotgun like last year, we're going under center. the West Coast is going to be trickled. Stuff is going to be trickled from the West Coast throughout, but also we're going to use some of the stuff from last year, probably in a different way. I look at it this way. Think of it like this. This is the easiest way to think about it. Every play is going to be 30% different. That's a lot now. When you think of it like that, now it's a bit, whether it is an extra motion, play action because you're under center instead of the shotgun. I'm just saying there's a lot of different things you can do to switch up the Kellen Moore playbook to make it more, I would say to make it a lot more efficient. A lot more efficient for the quarterback and the offense. It's efficient for not just Dak, but Pollard, the three receivers, the tight ends. And really it's efficient for the most person. It's the most efficient for the offensive line. If we have a break there, this offense should be something that's quick, and it kind of neutralizes any kind of offensive line issues we may have this season. I like this approach by McCarthy. And again, it's not full West Coast, but it's got a lot of West Coast flavor. And I would say whether it's 70% of a play is more West Coast, or the style of the scheme is overall 30%, but everything seems to have a little bit of that West Coast flavor. Whether it's a Kellen Moore play, but now you're under center and you're on the quick huddle, no huddle or quick huddle kind of mindset. If you do that, you can maybe use the Kellen Moore's plays a little bit better and quicker, and by using play action and kind of slowing down the linebackers from coming in there or dropping back into coverage. Right, that little half second can make a big difference if they step forward on a play action. Kellen Moore, he just did shotgun again. So I think that's the biggest differences you're going to see of the West Coast trickleization into this Texas Coast offense.
So
great question.
Yes. By the way, WTP said that's giving away y'all's age knowing about Deliverance.
That's a 70s movie. You haven't seen it yet. I have, no. But I wasn't even born when that movie came out. But I've seen it in the replay. Right? It's a classic. You always got to see it. And baby, it's been 10 years and we haven't seen it. I don't think she'll like it too much. It's not going to be the most appropriate. I don't know if you'll like this movie. It's a harsh movie to watch. Let's put it that way.
Oh boy. So anyway, with that lovely little statement there, let me do some final little shout outs here tonight. But of course, before I do, make sure to take one last second, guys. Hit like, one of the best, easiest, simplest ways you guys can help support the channel. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a live stream, a video, an update, and anything and everything we're doing here at My Cowboys Family. And of course, an extra special shout out to the people who help make MCF happen here on the daily and the nightly. SnugX representing as the sponsor of the week and the Cash App King. Thank you so much, Snug.
We know why he's here. Much love to Snug in the house. Appreciate the advertising and appreciate your love and support for this channel, brother. As always, go Cowboys.
Always.
But you also got Jason Renfro ripping the other half. He's got the back-to-back, like our 90s Cowboys, back-to-back gifted membership right now. That streak continues. That Skeptical had a 3-month streak before him. So much love to both those guys. But I also got to shout out the current leader on that board. It is Skeptical Fan trying to take that back, start a new streak of his own. And if you look at the overall board, it is Skeptical Fan currently still a little bit in front of a couple, but a little bit in front, maybe in maybe single digits now. I'm not sure. Right in front of Jason Renfro on the overall board. Up there's one less digit now. With that one with a dollar holler.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you. Much love. And you know what Jason had to say?
Please tell me it was Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
Hell yeah. And speaking of Go Cowboys, not just SnugX representing on that spot, it's El Fuego representing the lead on the Cash App side as we speak. Once again, appreciate all you guys that partake in the fun, the back and forth here on the MCF experience. Now, baby, after everyone hits the like, subscribe, notification bell, what are they, who's in the house here? Give those final shout outs.
We have, of course, Rolando Rodriguez, much love. C. Bass coming through. Jason Renfro representing.
Yeah.
Scorpio, what's up? Much love. WTP Niners, even you. Right? Asmodeus, much love.
Yeah.
Cap 52 rolling through saying O-line's my biggest concern. Yeah. I feel like
we're with you.
O-line is the biggest concern. It has been for at least a little while now, huh? So, let me see. Ready Red representing. Scorpio,
Ready.
Of course, much love. Cat 52 coming through. C. Bass. Let me see who else is here. Lost in Translation. Hello and hi.
Freedom First in the house. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights in the house. Scorpio in the house. Choctaw Montana in the house. Spoonie Dog here with us. You said WT Niners even here with us, right? Jay Plays Roblox here. Hanging with the family. Who else? I don't know. I think I got that on my list.
Yeah, no, let me see.
Trickle into yours.
No, of course. I think we kind of met in the middle here. Lost in Translation. Asmodeus, Dwayne Broussard, Ready Red, Chalk to Montana 808, Cat 52, Seabass.
I forgot to shout out the people that are repping it on the board tonight. Calvin Richard.
Oh.
Appreciate him. Jangly Echoes. Appreciate him as well. And Jason Renfro, of course, all over the place. Gifting memberships today. He's got thanks in the house. I'm sure there'll be a Cash App either at the end of the stream or kicking off tomorrow. So much love to Jason Renfro as he holds on to that stream boss, 37 points. Now, on that note, baby, as we come to an end here, an hour show on In the Books. Man, it's been the last couple of days we've been pretty good at this thing. But now it's going to be the real deal here. Tomorrow's the preview for the Seattle game. Of course, live stream watch, live reaction watch party here, play-by-play. Join us on Saturday night, guys. 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 Central for the Cowboys at the Seattle Seahawks. And we're going to break it down with all our backups. I'm excited. I don't know. People don't. I'm excited because it doesn't matter about winning or losing. It matters about seeing these guys perform and just no injuries. So I'm extremely excited, more than maybe a normal person would be, about a preseason game. I know you're not looking forward to a late start there, but we always go late, baby. We're late night.
Like it is kind of nice to be able to just kind of hang out with you guys here, watch some football, talk about our Cowboys and all that stuff. But on the other hand, until we get through it, injury free.
Yeah, you're a little nervous.
I'm gonna be nervous. I'm gonna be stressed.
Well, we're ready here, Mike Cowboys. Tomorrow the preview for that game, and Seattle, a couple matchups, but it's about our team. I want to tell you what to look forward to tomorrow as far as our players for the Saturday night game. That's Fan Friday style, guys. Join us for that. And, of course, baby, before we can get out of here, I always got to go through what we always go with our outro here. Why do we do this stuff every single night here in My Cowboys Family? Why do we do it?
It's that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything.
Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly, here on this channel, we always rep this star over everything. Here on My Cowboys Family, 6 years plus, 7th season doing this thing. This little corner of YouTube, never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever here, My Cowboys Family. As always, and say it loud and proud, Go Cowboys! Let's get that 6 and beyond, baby. Thank you all in the chat, dropping the knowledge all night long. All night. Thank you all for that. I'll stop there. And, we cannot do this without your guys' conversation, the back and forth. Truly appreciate that. And, of course, truly humbled by the best fans of all YouTube. But the drops of love from above and the membership, cash apps, whatever, just the support shows that, you guys do enjoy us coming live and doing this thing on the nightly for all the Cowboy news, info, and updates. And as we rock on out of here and clock out of here, drop out for the night, baby. Relock and reload for a Fan Friday and a preview show tomorrow about our game against the Seattle Seahawks on Saturday night. What do we got to do here on MCF before we drop out officially for the night?
We got to drop the beat.
Oh, yeah. Beat's been dropped, guys. Thank you for dropping in with us, discussing things, chatting with us here about our Dallas Cowboys. Hell yeah. And remind those Eagle fans, in case they don't know their mathematical equations. Pretty simple math here, though. 5 is always greater than 1, baby. You know it. You know it. Cry, Eagles, cry. Cry, Eagles, cry. All right, I'm done. I'm trolling those guys. They don't really mean nothing to us. We're 5. They got 1. And we're still the best in the NFC East. They know it. We know it. Let's go, Cowboys. And we'll be back tomorrow for a Fan Friday here. Once again, to preview against the Seattle Seahawks. And closing it out here, this training camp walkthrough tomorrow, the Cowboys, they fly to Seattle, and the rest of the stuff goes back to Dallas. That's it. Ready for after this game, they go back to Frisco, and we practice the rest of the week there. And that's it. This chat is in the books. The coordinator spoke, defensive, offensive, special teams. Dak spoke. Micah represented here. Hey, leave your comments below. Hit the like now. Subscribe to here at MCF. And hey, never forget, here at My Cowboys Family, number one thing here on this channel. Much love to everyone in the house. Appreciate you all repping that navy blue, silver, and star over everything. See you guys tomorrow for our Fan Friday special. The silver and star shout-outs, of course. We always do that on that Fridays. So, again, and hey, we usually do our previews on Saturday, but hey, games are Saturday now in preseason. So we're doing join us for that great wrap up of what to expect and preview what to expect against Seattle from our side of things. Who to watch, guys. Have a great night. Stay safe. Peace out, and never, ever, ever forget. Go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat. Monk on the beat.